the situation is, you know, it's a little crazy that I even have this like, oh, I need to announce to a bunch of strangers that like I have a boyfriend, because I totally don't. You know, it's like what I said in the video about, you know, getting my nose done and all of that. You know, it's like, it's not like I have to share these things, but when you're a vlogger, it kind of reaches a point where it's really difficult to hide things like that, because it's like, I mean, obviously the nose job, you guys would be able to tell that I did, so it's like, might as well just get that out there. But, which by the way, I don't even know if I'm gonna do anymore. Damn it, I don't know anymore. I canceled my appointment. I'm having second thoughts. Like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go through with it, but more on that later. The boyfriend, I can't exactly hide that I'm dating someone new, because it's like I'm with him 4 times a week, and if I'm gonna be vlogging cool things, he's probably gonna be there, and it's just like not really something I can hide from you guys. So I thought, fuck it, might as well make a video out of it and tell you guys the story, because it's a little crazy, okay? So this is what happened. Let me just get a little bit comfy. Is this gonna be decent? Is this decent? My arm's starting to die too, because I'm just holding this. Okay, I don't really like it when I hold it with that arm though. But this is fine, this is fine. All right, so this is what happened. I was in Vegas last month and totally had this mentality of like, just going out to have fun with my girls. Like, I never talk to guys when I go out. It's not something I do. I don't really talk to people in general when I go out, other than the people that I came with. So I'm very introverted. I'm very like kind of social anxiety, and I just don't like talking to people in general, right? This particular night, I was very drunk. I mean, I don't know if I'd say very drunk, but quite drunk. And like, okay, I tend to just exaggerate for stories and stuff. I was not very drunk. It's not like I was like throwing up. It's not like I'd like taken 12 shots. I was like moderately average amount strong buzz, you know what I'm saying? Enough to be confident and talk to strangers, let's just say that. So I'm so good at telling stories, right? So here's the situation. We're at a club, we're at a DJ booth, and I'm just feeling like isolated and kind of like don't really want to be around anybody, so I go and I sit up on the speaker. And then keeping in mind, you know, I have this attitude of like not looking for love, not looking for anything, just wanna, you know, be single, just wanna be with my girls. It's like Evelina's single right now, and it's just like we wanna be single together and have a good time and go out, and like that was totally the thing that I was embracing. And it's like my whole life, since literally like 15 years old, I've had a boyfriend nonstop. I think the longest I've ever been single since 15 years old was like a month. So really, this time I told myself, I swear to God, I'm not gonna get a fucking boyfriend. So, alright. So I'm sitting on the speaker, right? And this guy comes over, and of course me being a little drunk, I'm like, oh, this guy's coming over here to talk to me, like, you know, but he's not talking to me. He just sits there, and he's like, he's dressed really nice, and like everything about him is like on point, and I'm just like slightly intimidated, and I'm like, oh, this guy's like came over here, but he's not talking to me, like it's so weird. And he's by himself, he's just like sitting back next to me. Keep in mind, this story is a little fuzzy. So this story is a little fuzzy, so some of this may or may not be true. Okay, so I just start asking him all these questions. I don't know why. I can't remember half of them, but I'm just like, you know, like, what are you doing here? Like, where? I don't even know, honestly, at this point. I should just ask him. I should ask him for a recap, because he doesn't drink or do anything, and he's never had alcohol in his entire life. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I only drink maybe once a month. I'm a very light social drinker, but never. He's never even tasted it. Isn't that's just like, that's crazy. And he's 27. So anyway, okay. So yeah, I'm talking to him, asking him questions, maybe like a little bit of flirting, just because like I found him very attractive and intelligent and interesting. And then at one point I'm like, did you come over here to talk to me? And he's like, no, I just came over here to like get peace and quiet, or like be alone or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then, so we start talking, and I just feel like this instant connection, and he feels it as well. And he's so smart and so cool and just the whole package, right? But we're in Vegas, so I'm like, I'm not gonna have anything to do with a guy in Vegas, you know? It's like, when am I ever gonna see him? So we get to talking about where we live, and it turns out, I'm not kidding, he lives 5-minute walk from where I live in LA. So it's just like, oh my god, it's so weird. So the night carried on. Like, I didn't really know at that point, especially because I was a little tipsy, like, is he into me, or am I like having an ego right now, or like, I don't know what the situation is. So but then I realized as we left the club, because it turns out we had mutual friends. We were there with like friends of friends who knew each other. So we went back to this other party in a hotel, and he like helped me down. We went outside, he like gave me his jacket, and in my head I'm like, oh yeah, he's into me. Like, he's into me. But at the same time, I was kind of just like, oh, like, I don't want anything like this, you know? So it's like, it was weird. But I've never so quickly taken to someone. And maybe it was the alcohol, I don't know, but I just felt this like strong gravitation towards him, almost like I had known him forever, and I just met him that night. And so like we're walking back to the party together, and we're talking and all of that, and then I go back home, and we're just kind of like texting nonstop and all of that. And I reached a point where I was like, you know, like, I'm just gonna stop talking to him. Like, I said I wanted to be single. Like, I need to be single. I always do this. It's like, this is bullshit. Like, I just, you know, I need to just cut it off. But like, something in me was just like, come on, like, let's just hang out with him one night. He lives 5 minutes away. Like, just chill, you know, whatever. You know, worst comes to worst, like, you can just, and not even worst comes to worst, but like, we could just be friends, you know? Like, we could just be friends. He's a super cool guy. And, you know, we're like same age, live same place, similar passions. Like, we could be really good friends. So we make plans to hang out the following week. And I didn't know if it was gonna be like super casual, like meet at Chipotle, get tacos and like talk or whatever, or what it was gonna be like. So he says he's gonna pick me up. I walk out, and he's like, parked. This is downtown, so it's like parking like doesn't really exist. It's like normally somebody picks you up, they're like, okay, I'm here, hop in, ready, set, go, you know? It's like kind of hectic. But he's like parked on the side, and he's like standing out, like waiting for me. It feels like, you know, like prom when your date's like waiting for you. It's like such a gentleman thing that I feel like a lot of guys don't do. They would just be chilling in their cars like waiting for you and like honk or something. But he's like waiting, and like gives me this hug, and there's like this instant insane flow of chemistry. And then he takes me to this really fancy restaurant where he knows the chef, and she had prepared like special vegan things, and it was just really overwhelming. And then we like went back to his place, and we're just like talking and like held hands, and it was just like such a gentleman thing. Didn't try to kiss me, didn't try anything. And like, and especially I knew he was a gentleman because he didn't try anything in Vegas when I was drunk. So it was just like, okay. Not that I just like give it up to people. I'm very particular about who I hook up with. Like, I don't hook up with anyone but boyfriends. But anyway, I'm so bad at telling stories, holy shit. But I hope you guys appreciate that when I tell stories, I'm like, I speak really freely and candidly, and like I'm talking to a friend, and I feel like that's cool. But all right, back to the damn story. So we go on the date. And it's just like, with us, everything has been so accelerated from that point on. we just became so obsessed with one another that literally after hanging out 4 times, we like made it official that we wanted to be together. And haven't like things have just been crazy accelerated ever since. Like we're like falling in love so quickly and so deeply, and it's like I've never felt so compatible with someone in my whole life, and it's really almost scary at this point. But yeah, so that's the story. So I'm here with him now, and then he's here for like work related stuff, and then coming back in a couple of days, and then I'll get back to like my normal vlogging routine and stuff. So when will he be in the vlogs? Not for a long time. I mean, maybe like he'll be there, but like I don't want to show his face and like do all that like for a while. It's like I've made that mistake before, and it's like I don't really know if I want to do that again. So maybe one day, I don't know. But I should actually probably get going. I hope you guys don't mind that this was just a one-cut video, because it's like I don't got time for anything else right now. Also, just gonna apologize now for probably all the ums and likes, because I had no idea how to word any of this, and I just turned the camera on and started fucking talking, so that's that. Okay, gonna go. Love you guys. See you really soon for exciting vlogs of me actually doing something in life. Okay.